is brought down after a short pitch.
Player of the game, senior libero Lauren Riskill has control.
Championship district tournaments, we have it here on STSPN. Welcome to Starfire Sports Stadium in Tukwila, Washington for the 2022 Washington State Boys Lacrosse State Championship in the Private League. Scott Oshman joined along with Steve Sawyer here, and we have a great one. O'Day, the Fighting Irish, facing the Panthers for Seattle Prep. Steve, how are you?
Scott, doing great today. I'm looking forward to this one.
You see they're out as they're getting the discussion. They're getting instructions here by our great officials, Ron Wright, Steve Dahl, Andrew Shireman, and Weinman Flynn will be your officials today. It's been a little bit, Steve. It's been since 2019 that we've had playoffs or state championships here in the state of Washington. And we will start today's matchup here at Starfire. Tell us a little bit about this Fighting Irish team who beat Eastside Catholic in a doozy 17-12 in the quarters, in the semis to get here.
Scott, Coach Will Snyder has said that they just need to settle down and play their game. They like to play very loose, and they like to play a free game. The players need to be able to be intuitive and react to every situation. They need to limit their unforced errors and their turnovers, and they just need to constantly communicate.
Well, and also for Seattle Prep head coach Sam Bennett, as we're getting ready for face-off, what's their big keys, Steve?
Sam wants them to stay calm. They have to manage the emotions of this just big championship. He wants them to stay compact. He doesn't want them to press out. He wants to make O'Day make the mistakes, and they want to own the possession clock. Face-off is going to be huge. I don't know if it's going to be at the face-off X or it's going to be the wings, but face-off is going to be a big key to this game and possession for both teams.
Seattle Prep in the all blues and O'Day in the white and maroon there, the Fighting Irish. And we are all set for this 2022 Washington State Boys Lacrosse Championship right here on STSPN. Executive producer Todd Elvig running the dial, Sarah Elvig on camera. Glad you're with us today. And Craddock in for O'Day, but it comes up. The Panthers get it, and that's Miles Schmidt. As we're off to action, as there's activity in the crease, and right away, Panthers go on the board, number 26, Henry Downer.
Scott, that's exactly what O'Day didn't want to have happen. I mean, Seattle, unforced error. They dropped the ball, but then they got really aggressive, picked it back up. Unsettled play, finds the back of the net.
And that is goal number 12 on the year. He comes in 11-8, so 1-0 Panthers up, and just action right off the get-go here.
Yeah, both of these teams play really fast and loose. You're not going to see a lot of set plays. You're going to see them with a lot of ball movement, and you're going to see a lot of action out of these guys.
Craddock gets it now for O'Day, but could be turned over in the midfield as O'Day gets ready to go. And they'll start settling down here. Will Snyder, part of the Snyder, the family tree of Washington State lacrosse. You say Snyder, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, we got Will Schneider, head coach. We have his dad, Chris Schneider. And shout out to Drew Schneider. He's watching out of L.A. He was the coach in 2019, head coach. But now he's got to focus on the PLL. He's Hollywood down in L.A.
All right. Well, it's nice overcast skies. There's a little turn, but taken away. Nice job try out of there by Rory DeVere White, 17. And O'Day will stay with it.
Yeah, Scott, we're going to see a real battle of these guys. These teams know each other really well. These players play together in the summertime, and then they play against each other in the spring. They're all in the same area, and they know each other like the back of their hand. There's nothing that's going to be a secret to these guys.
On back and forth, O'Day been in this championship game throughout the years. Once they went to classification, there's a shot and wide there by O'Day's 19, Ethan Lindsay. And Ethan Lindsay, he is all that in a bag of chips. My goodness, an All-American, 17 goals, 14 assists on the year. You got to look out for him.
Yeah, Ethan Lindsay on his way to the Naval Academy as well. He's the full package.
Picked up by O'Day. Rain's starting to come down. Now we'll see if that's a factor at all in this game as O'Day continues with possession. No shot clock here in the Washington or State of High School lacrosse. And there's a shot quick right there, 10. Caleb Carr, the sophomore midi, puts it through.
That was just a great look from behind. Caleb Carr gets right in the right place. A little quick stick into the back of the goal. Gotta love it so far.
So tied up 1-1 here in the opening quarter, 10:09 left to go. Rain's supposed to be coming out throughout the day. Third state championship in a row that these two teams have gone head-to-head, as we talked about, Steve. And this time the Panthers in blue come up with it. Miles Schmidt, the junior. What do you think the Panthers are trying to look for? They went quick right to the rack last time.
So they really, so O'Day, they're looking for O'Day to press out on them. They're looking for O'Day to make the mistake. So they're going to try to force them to press out. They're going to play wide. They're going to move, get a lot of motion going.
Now the ball's down. Defense does its job. Trying to get inside the crease, not there. Scooping a shot, and it's saved by the O'Day goalie, Eli Hinson.
Scott, you're going to expect to see that from Hinson. He's got almost a 70% save percentage coming into this game. He's going to be on fire today. Got to stand on his head, but he's very capable of it. One of the best in the league, if not the best.
Check to the midfield. Ball is down. And now we'll get a whistle. And it's going to be a hold, and it's going to go to the Fighting Irish. Good crowd here, as happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. As O'Day now tied up 1-1, they'll try and get things going. And the big question of this game for Seattle Prep, we'll talk about that when they get back on offense, is Muska. Is he playing or not? He's leads them in goals, assists, everything.
Yeah, I got confirmation, Scott, that he's got a broken foot, so he's out.
Oh, my. That is the story of this game. Seattle Prep, their leading goal scorer, as O'Day tries to take advantage of that. He's got a shorty on him. And there's a step down, and that's going to go wide. So it looks like O'Day, they're attacking from outside. They're not going inverse.
Yeah, O'Day, they like to run a 2-3-1, 1-2-3. Their sets are not consistent, but they like to just run a real free, open offense, and they look for a lot of motion, but they do run a lot from the top. You'll see them coming from X a few times, but they really like to run from their middies on the top.
Not out there right now in this unit is number 15, Cooper Gisling, and there's another. The defense right now, Steve, it had a couple big turnovers for both teams. See if they can clear it. They can't. Right back at them. And that's an easy pickup right there from Liam Roll.
Ouch. Great stab by number 15, Teddy Pell, but then they lose the ball, pick up, quick score. That's exactly what both coaches said they don't want to see, is these unforced errors. I know they got nerves going on right now. Coaches need to settle them down. There's going to be a little bit of this. But I think if we can get them settled down, it's going to be a lot cleaner. It's going to be a lot tighter. But right now, we just got emotions are high.
O'Day now takes the lead 2-1. 7:56 left in this first quarter. Now it's a standing face-off this year in the state of Washington. There's a legal procedure. Somebody went too quick there, and it's going to go right back to the Fighting Irish. And there's a check.
Yard sale check.
Great play there by Nat. Number 3 in blue, the long stick. Another long stick. Trying to attack quickly on the fast break. Loses it. And back to O'Day. Not this time.
Scott, I gotta love the long poles. They're dominating right now. Me being a former long pole myself, I love seeing this.
So who's going to pick up the slack? As there's a whistle on the field. There's a yellow flag, a slow flag. As you're seeing on your screen here now. I think it's going to be a possession change, Steve, here. There was a flag.
Yeah, I think Seattle Prep was offsides.
And sure enough, it is. And number 7, Quinn White will have it for O'Day as he has to get through some serious traffic. And he doesn't come out with a ball. Prep back with it, but another whistle.
Yeah, just trying the bull dodge on that, Scott, just trying to bust through. Not working. These guys are going to leave it all out on the field today.
Sam Bennett, the head coach for the Panthers, he wants a timeout to talk about it. We'll step away for a second. We'll be right back. 2-1 first quarter state championship private on STSPN.
It's like a loop machine.
I'm trying to stay calm. Okay, so 26 has a goal, Henry Downey.
It's like a loop machine.
1 goal. And then 3.
26 Henry Downer. It's on the bottom of
All right, back here, Scott Oshman, Steve Sawyer. The private league, the championship, the Panthers O'Day. It has been fireworks here on Memorial Day weekend so far, Steve. Steve Sawyer, excuse me, I almost called you Sam there.
Yeah, Scott, this is exactly what I expected from these guys. They're action-packed. They come out fighting. I mean, they don't call them Fighting Irish for nothing, but give it to Seattle Prep 2. These guys are going to battle the entire game.
And the question for these Panthers, who's going to take up the goal-scoring slack for their phenom, Elliot Muska, who's hurt. And just what a shame. Had such an incredible season and can't hit here for the championship. And ball's down one more time. And it looks like ball security. There it is. And it's a turnover once again for the Irish.
Scott, I didn't even have this on the storyline, but it's been all long sticks.
It has. The Irish now trying to set it up a little bit. Everybody excited. Last 2 years, no playoffs or championships. Good to be back here at Starfire in Tukwila, just south of Seattle. There's a shot and a score. Sidearm right there by Ethan Lindsay, and that's what you got to worry about.
Ethan Lindsay, their captain, number 19. The offense goes through him quite often, doing exactly what is expected of him.
So O'Day gets up 3-1 with 6:07 left, and what do you do to stop 19 in white?
You stop throwing the ball into the long pole stick. You got to get the ball down on blue side. You got to move the ball, get some movement going. They keep losing the ball. Too many unforced errors.
So Prep now needs a possession here, and they do get one. Great job there.
I mean, Prep is really owning the faceoff so far, Scott. They're just losing the ball after they get it.
Schmidt doing a great job. As there's substitution here as we wait, Schmidt has the ball on his stick. And they'll try and set it up. No shot clock, as I said, here in high school lacrosse. Big weekend, obviously the 2 semifinals today in college today. Ivy League showing out as Prep now gets it down. And they got to take care of the ball. Now some spacing, Steve. You see they're not attacking quite. Here he goes from the edge. He's going to weave his way all the way low to low and deliver. Eli Black, the senior midi, he's a captain, says, come on now.
Wow. Wow. Just dodging and weaving, juking and jiving.
I thought he was looking for the dish, but no, sir.
Little side slice, low to low.
And brings them to within 1.
I mean, that's exactly the spark that they need, Scott. I mean, they're a young team. Seattle Prep are a young team. You know, they got to manage these emotions, and if they can do that, these teams are going to go toe-to-toe.
Black, 13 goals on the year, 7 assists. He's got to pick it up for Muska not being able to go. Schmidt again, and Schmidt can score. And he fires wide. Yeah, the Fogo, baby. He's not a Fogo. He's a face-off and let me hit it. Miles Schmidt. He's got 10 goals on the year.
No, and Prep is hungry. They suffered a devastating loss last year in an unofficial conference champion or unofficial league championship, division championship. They were up at halftime, 9-2, and then ended up losing the game in overtime by 1 goal.
They beat Seattle Academy Sass in the semifinal 10-8 in a barn burner. And again, just turnovers in the midfield, errant passes right now. And Prep has another shot to tie it up.
Yeah, and Scott, both coaches told me that in between the lines or in between the boxes was going to be a big part of this game. I thought it was going to be more about the face-off, but Seattle Prep is definitely managing the face-off much better. It's just holding the ball once they get it.
Looks like they're kind of taking in their first entry from the side here, from the elbow, and they'll be fine just passing around. The more O'Day doesn't have the ball, the better for them. That's a little strategery, isn't it?
Yeah, you're gonna see. Yeah, you're gonna see some heavy dose in number 26 and number 10, though.
Kohler, though, too, comes out in white for O'Day, trying to put some pressure on as they get it back around Alessandro, back up top. Slips. That could be the moisture, the rain. Little flip. Tries to go low off the pipe and maybe off the goalie there, Hinson. State Prep ball.
A one-handed zipper pass from Alessandro. I thought that was going.
3:33 left in this first quarter. Prep trying to tie it here. Eli Black has one, might want more. That's what they got to avoid if you're a Seattle Prep Panther fan.
Yeah, we're going to have bald coaches with lots of gray hair by the end of this game if that stuff keeps happening.
It's a turnover. All that time, all that patience and errant pass, it'll get it back to O'Day. Finn Evans, the freshman defender, 16 in white. Now they'll take it down. There's the gauntlet trying to get it through. He does. Christian Wynn, 24 in white with it. Tries to create some space. He's got that long pole. And they've been the story in the beginning of this game.
Yeah, I mean, defense in this game and midi defense has been relentless.
O'Day now setting it up. What's Panthers doing on defense? They got some zone, little box and one. Goes in, hard hit. Recovered by O'Day.
So Panthers are running man-to-man. They're not doing zone, but you're going to see them try to stay compact. He does not want them pressing out on these guys. He wants O'Day to make the mistakes.
Reese Chandler, big long pull out there. As they pack it in, we have a whistle. Not sure what the call is, but it's Panther fans like it. A nice crowd here gathering on a Saturday morning. That one gets in and out, but he takes care of it. Chandler, the junior defenseman. Get back up top here. Sam Bennett, the head coach. Ryan Sheldon, Cam Cronk, Ben Brooks, Rich Stearns, Tyreek Cruz, Venegas, all the assistants there on the Seattle Prep team. Working back a cage. They've scored their 2 goals from in front. And number 12 in blue, I think he's got the hotter hand. Look, he's going to try and take it. Black. Cross crease, can't handle it. Ball down, and here come the Fighting Irish. Tucker Ashcraft gets it all the way down into the zone. So O'Day been able to hold on to this 1-goal lead, Steve. And the Panthers, they're just, do they have to be more aggressive when they get back on their side?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to start pushing a little bit because these unforced errors, I mean, just errant passes and unforced errors and just losing the ball. I mean, possession is going to be a key part of all of these games today, but really this one's a big deal. These guys know each other really well. And so who owns the ball the longest will probably end up being the winner.
Back to O'Day. Now a minute left, under a minute. Clock's going to be taken down at the field. So on your screen, you'll not see the countdown. There's a pass, goes over the head, and this will be Panther ball. Steve excited to see the D.
Yeah.
Excited.
I love seeing good D. I do not like seeing errant passes and overthrows, but, man, I love seeing people getting in the passing lanes and knocking the ball down.
Kyle Fitzgerald there, number 2, gets it off. Panthers need a score here to tie it up. Do they get it? No, great save there by Hinson. And that is the horn, and that will do it for quarter number 1. The Washington State Boys Lacrosse State Championship, 1 quarter down. We'll be back with the second, 3-2 O'Day. Back here, just about to start the second quarter. Scott Oxford, Steve Sawyer, STSPN, hitting you live here with State Championship Boys Lacrosse, 3-2. And the bracket to get here. And the private school playoffs, you can kind of see that we talked about it, Prep getting that tight win over Seattle Academy to get here. O'Day over Eastside Catholic. The Eastside Catholic's been in this championship game over the years. And we're getting ready for second quarter action here, 3-2 Prep. Prep's had tons of opportunities down in the offensive zone, Steve Sawyer. They just haven't been able to answer.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing they wanted to do was press really hard, but, you know, and there's plenty of time left, but I think they need to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive side.
Schmidt gets the faceoff. Now they go quickly down. And you see 14 in blue. Neba out there. And back out. Here's Prep trying to get something going. They've had plenty. Henry Downer already has one, 26 in blue. He's got the ball. He tries to go side. Not enough wrist on that. And they're going to say it's going to be O'Day ball.
Yeah, Scott, that was weird. Schmidt didn't have enough angle on that. I'm not even sure why he took the shot right there.
O'Day, again, that midfield has been rough and tumble for both sides. As Caleb Carr, the sophomore mid, he tries to get through a lot of traffic, and he's successful. There's a flag. And now we got a timeout on O'Day. He doesn't like how it's going. Will Snyder says, let's talk about it. We'll briefly take a pause here, and we'll be back right after the timeout. 3-2, just the start of the second on STSPN.
Not on, Dino.
All right, Scott Oshman along with Steve Sawyer back here. So as you put up, Todd, I don't know if we can put that bracket back up again, the playoff bracket. I don't know if we can put that bracket up again. But so, Steve, big changes here in boys lacrosse starting in 2017. Up until that time, they were Division I, Division II. Then they made the bold move, and they went into the WIAA classification, so 4A, 3A, 1A, 2A private, and that's been since 2017.
Yep.
As you kind of see these different leagues, as you look at the other sports, you have Wesco, Puget Pierce, you have the Metro League, Kingco, and it has been amazing to see boys lacrosse in the state of Washington. Now kids get to play for their school.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I mean, there's so many teams now that they're starting to be able to set this up more like you would see the traditional high school sports. And so you really get to play locally. You play teams that are near you. You play teams in your same division that you see in other sports. It's pretty exciting. It just shows how fast this sport is growing now, Scott, in the Northwest.
And COVID, obviously, the pandemic put a damper on things, kind of had to turn the wheels back up and get going. We know all sports have, in some ways, have suffered a little bit, as now turning around, getting it back to X behind the goal, back out. Quick passes here by O'Day and a big shove. There's the flag that'll go up.
Yeah, you're going to get a big push from behind on big number 14. Neiman Abai.
Another great defensive effort there by Reese Chandler, 5 in blue, to get the ball away, but now they'll hit the dead ball and we'll hit the flag. So that's going to be Neva Nabai, the junior midi. He's going to sit in the box. Waiting to see if that's what the time is. It's a 30-second push from behind, as you called it correctly there, Mr. Sawyer. O'Day trying to add to this lead here. They're big scorers. You got Carr, 10. And it's the Panther defense, Sawyer, that is standing out right now.
Yeah,
there's another battle.
Relentless. Yeah, I mean, what you're seeing is O'Day has really crisp passes. They're not getting a lot of drop passes, but Seattle Prep's defense is relentless. Where when you get on the Seattle Prep side on offense, the defense for O'Day is not pressing as much, but Seattle Prep is not pushing hard, and they're losing the ball. They're they're making their own mistakes. And that's exactly the opposite of what both coaches wanted.
Liam Rule thought he had one. A little submarine action right there, low to low, not there. And O'Day will continue to have possession. There's 9:42 left in the second quarter. And you're right. They keep trying to, out of the timeout, Will Snyder probably wanted faster. There's a shot. It's wide again. Little spin zone for Ethan Lindsay, the All-American. But you can see he wants quicker movement.
Yeah, but we don't want to see them taking, bad shots. They need to, they want to press and they want to move and they got to get going, but we don't want to start taking bad shots just to put a shot on cage just to do it.
And Liam Rule tried it, and that time now Panthers, all kinds of business, and sticks are everywhere.
20's going to get playing without his stick.
As they run off, it's going to stay Prep ball.
Oh, wow.
There's some big boys down there. Quickly. Says he tried a bouncer, got a piece of it. Did Henson, but a little
J-hook
pipe.
Jump shot?
That was.
No. Got to put that on cage.
That was almost I don't know, that was more of a magic jump hook, a little short baby hook. Still 3-2. We haven't had a goal in a while.
I'm pretty surprised how far the defense for O'Day's pressing out.
They're giving up that. They want him to go. There's Schmidt. Schmidt, a long range, and it is stuck. Elliot Quinn takes that one. That was a long range. This now gets, whose ball is it? And O'Day retains it. But they're not going to give it to it easy. Ball still down. Now Panthers. And he's waiting. And what's going on there, Steve? What is two and white doing? John Kohler.
I was watching that bunt down the third baseline roll over the line.
He's waiting for the fair or foul side. So Prep, once again, they'll get it on the offensive. They've had a ton of chances in the zone, haven't they?
Yeah. They need to start taking advantage of some of their opportunities. Possession, like I said, is going to be key, but you got to do something with that possession time.
Yeah, they're without Elliot Muska. If you're just joining us, he put 21 in the back of the net, so I would imagine they're trying to find their way here and see who's going to step up as we get this second quarter, trying to tie this game.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more dodging out of Seattle Prep. I mean, they've tried to get the movement. They've tried to get some ISOs, but I'd love to see some dodge, maybe some two-man going.
Jasper Park, the freshman, number 40 in blue, gets it. Now back over. There's high-low. Good stop there by
Scott,
Quinn.
They are not going to beat Eli Henson on those. It's not going to happen.
Or excuse me, yes, by Henson, my bad.
He's way too good for shots like that.
Fitzgerald, the sophomore there. He did have room, but it was center aisle, and see what the call is. It's going to stay Seattle Prep. Boy, they're killing all kinds of time. 6:52 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, Scott, to beat Henson, you got to get him moving across the cage, and if they don't get him moving and they're just going to fire from the outside, he's going to stop those all day.
Gaudy save rate, 60% for 5 between the pipes. Here we go. And there's a slow flag there. Shot by Schmidt. What's the call here, Steve?
Not exactly sure what happened there.
Well, it doesn't matter. Prep gets the ball. But are they a man up? Thirty-second, yeah. It's
They're
man
two-man
up.
up.
2-man up, yeah. Like just was looking over there. So opportunity. This is huge for Prep.
I mean,
to tie this up.
when you're going to do it. This is the time to do it, Scott.
And now more whistles from the table outside of your screen. Now there's a time issue. Official timeout as you see the players. Talk about prep here, Steve, while they sort this out. I mean, they've got Lucas Hamilton, number 10 in blue. He's got 18. He's a senior. He's got 18 through goals. You got Alessandro with 10 goals, number 11. I mean, they have the room. There's a long pole shot, wide.
Yeah, they got scores, Scott. They're just not getting them free, and they got to get some movement going. I mean, if they keep just shooting from the outside, they're not going to beat Hinson. They're not.
That one from 10, Lucas Hamilton. We just talked about that, the senior. Wide. Prep one more time. He thinks about it. Here's Hamilton. Goes over inside. A big stop by Hinson. Check there at the boundary line, and it's, you're going to say it is prep ball. Another one. Sticks are flying. Eli Black finally comes up with it for prep.
You know, I'd like to see Seattle Prep throw a guy right in the middle, Scott, and play off of that middleman.
Back up. It's knocked down, though, by O'Day. Ball still down. Now they're just shoveling it. Prep comes up with it. Teddy Peel for a second. Hey, talking to the officials before, and now we got another timeout or what?
Yeah. Will wants to have a little bit of a timeout.
Things a little out of control here with 4:56 left in the second quarter, but just a one-goal game.
It's exactly the way that I expected it. It's what I expected out of these guys. Few more unforced errors than what they'd like, of course, but I knew this game was going to be an absolute battle.
Well, I was talking to the officials as I was saying, and I said, what do you guys expect? And they said, we expected rough and tumble. These guys know each other. They go at it. And I said, what are the big things you're looking for? He goes, for nobody to get hurt. He said, for these guys not to just go
it's
off.
no joke. I mean, they don't hate each other because they played with each other in the summer. All of these kids know each other. They're from the same areas.
Yes.
And they're really good friends, but they take this competition seriously. They take this rivalry between these schools so seriously that neither of them, like, with every fiber of being in their body, do not want to lose this game.
Fantastic. As we sit here, 3-2, Seattle Prep. And you know what? If you're, Seattle Prep, if you're head coach Sam Bennett, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm only one goal down. We got 4:56 left in the second quarter. My defense has stood. Yeah, I'm not getting what I want and getting good looks on offense, but I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, you're talking about these guys are battle-tested. You know, they're young, like I was talking about earlier, but they're battle-tested. They've gone through this season and played a lot of really tough teams and come out very successful.
For Seattle Prep, I mean, Eli Black has one. He has their one goal. Same thing with Henry Downer, the sophomore. And O'Day is going to get possession here as we come out of the timeout.
I mean, Scott, O'Day's only loss this season was to Seattle Prep.
Well, there you go. Christian Wynn with the ball for O'Day. He's getting heavy
hit right there. Great job by Nat. And now O'Day. Let's see where is the weakness? Where can they attack, Steve, on this Prep defense?
Well, the problem is Prep is going to want to stay compact, and so what they're going to have to do is they're going to try to have to get them to press out on them, and I think that means taking a little bit of shots from the outside and seeing what happens. They got to really test Elliott or Elliott Quinn and see if he can stop those stingers from the outside.
Elliott Rule tried to bounce her, and Elliott got in the way of that. 46% save on the year, but He has been stingy so far. They're one unit. We talk all the time about that. The defense and the goalie are really one unit. They play off each other. Behind X. O'Day flipping it around now. Up top. Haven't gotten a lot of great looks, O'Day, to get their 3 goals. They've had to make a play here as Rule loses it. He's got the shorty, and he tries to spin it, and it's wide. So Rule not quite finding the radar so far, the senior captain, Liam Rule.
No, it seems like both teams are trying to just do these little dumpies from the wings, and they're not getting enough angle on these goalies. Both of these goalies are too good for that. They're covering their pipes just like they're supposed to do. They need to start taking some of these shots from the top, doing some dodge from the top, playing some two-man.
Seeing some great comments from YouTube. Laurel Prep. There's a shot, denied, still up. Prep tries to get it to the goalie, but not this time. Cooper Gissing says, I got it. He gets in the way of it. Just bleeding time, under 3 to go in this first half. Here's O'Day. Either team's not getting good look. There's a low burner, low high try.
You know,
Wade Boyd.
That's exactly what you wanted. Boyd had the screen. His defender was screening him from the goalie. Elliott wasn't going to be able to see that, but couldn't put it on Cage.
Rule now back, trying to see if he get a pick. Goes the other way. Rogers, 14 in white there. Here's Rule. Rule goes, and he finally finds it. Third time's a charm for number 3, Liam Rule.
I love it. Liam Rule comes, rolls the cage, keeps his stick low, finds top corner, changes levels to beat the goalie.
Well, if you don't succeed, try again. The second of the 4 for the Fighting Irish as they go ahead 4-2 with 2:30 left to go in this first half. And really, it's been a game of defense, Steve, but Prep, they had a man up. They had a 2-man up advantage here for 30 seconds as we headed into the second, and they couldn't put it in.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to even be watching this game to know it's a game of defense. It's 4-2. They're almost at halftime.
Hey, they don't call me Captain Obvious for nothing, okay? There's a long stick.
Oh, somebody lost some shoes.
Zane
Or
Hitch.
Somebody lost a head off their stick.
Now, when do you see that? As we
Somebody
see him,
get that kid a screw.
we walk over, he just throws it over to the side. Rule with 2 of the 4 here in the championship. 2022 championship, they have been starving for this for 2 years. And O'Day, now they can put some pressure on them as they go into half under 2 minutes. Now they're pressing a little bit. They come back outside. Fighting Irish, and I hear a whistle. And we have a young man on. If you pan over to the left, we have a young lacrosse kid who's been roaming around towards the end line. They got to get him out. It's not safe. That's what the stop was.
Well, he's the ball kid, but the refs don't want him directly behind the cage
Yeah.
in the way of the shot.
How exciting for him, though.
Exactly. This is a dream come true for those guys.
They keep attacking now from behind the cage, going out. Now the ball down. Prep. The defense does it work one more
What is that,
time.
Scott? A long stick.
Exactly. Rory DeVere White, 17, and another timeout. Prep timeout, 1:18 left to go. Let's see if they can dial up an offensive play. Take a pause. You're watching STSPN.
Yeah, sorry.
Back here, Starfire Sports Stadium. Championship for the private league. Glad you're with us here, along with Steve Sawyer. Former long stick defender. I thought you played goalie too. Didn't you have some time between the pipes?
I played a little bit.
I mean, it explains a lot.
A little bit of goalie, and my daughter's a goalie now
Yes,
in college.
she is. Go Willamette. Go Bearcats.
Coached boys goalies for a while, but yeah, mostly long stick.
Okay, let's see what the Panthers can put together here with just about a minute to go in this first half. It was a 3-2 game for a long time. O'Day just put one through. Can they cut it to one? Taking their time. Schmidt way outside on the far side. Good instruction by head coach Sam Bennett. Boy, he doesn't go inside there. Time running out. Under one, it's taken down on the field, so you won't see it on your screen. Who's going to get it? Time has to be running down. Eli Black has a goal. Step down, and it's a save by Henson. Boy, you're right. They have been trying. They cannot get close to the crease.
No, and that's what you got to do on Henson. You got to be on the crease to get the ball in the cage on that guy. He's too good.
It's halftime here. The 2022 Washington State Boys Lacrosse Private League Championship. O'Day 4, Seattle Prep 2. Take a break at halftime. We'll be back. See what happens. You're watching STSPN.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
All right. Back here, Starfire Sports Stadium, just south of Seattle, Washington, just a stone's throw away from the airport. Steve, you're not planning any flights today, right?
No, I'm here the whole entire day.
Scott Oshman, Steve Sawyer with you. This is the state championship 2022, Seattle Prep O'Day. O'Day, it was tight, 3-2 all the way. It's been a defensive battle. Some people like a pitcher's duel. What do you think?
I mean, that's exactly what you're looking at. Is like we have low-scoring game. The defense is playing like lights out, getting everything in the passing lane. Sticks are up. They're absolutely vicious checks all over the field, playing super physical. Neither team has been able to really hold on to the ball all that much.
It's been tough, especially between the lines in the midfield there. And we'll talk about this prep. They've got to take a different approach on offense to get anything by Eli Henson, who's been spectacular so far.
Yeah, they've just been really moving the ball around the perimeter and taking shots from the outside or taking not great shots with angles from the side or from the wings. And what I'd like to see him do is I'd like to see him start doing some skip passes. I'd like to see him doing some dodge from the top and do it a little two-man. You got to get Eli Henson moving in the cage or else you're never going to beat him.
Call off the face-off there between Craddock and Schmidt. That's been a good battle all day. But really, it doesn't matter if you get the face-off. You might lose it in about 2 seconds, and that's just what happened.
Yeah, if you see a long stick on this field today, just run the other direction.
And for the Fighting Irish, it's been Liam Rule, number 3, who's got 2 of the 4. And then Caleb Carr came in with 1, and Ethan Lindsay came up with the other one. But the prep defense is held. I mean, that's the other thing, Steve, is O'Day, and he's getting just whacked out there as Christian Wynn. Yeah, but how long can you expect your defense to hold here?
I mean, that's one of the things both coaches told me is they didn't want to be on defense a lot of time because you get really tired.
There's a great defensive play, another one. Creates the turnover, and now the long stick. Natman Beer, he can't find it. There's a shot off the pipe. Flags are up.
I think we're going to get a slash.
See what happens here. Our officials, Ron Wright, Steve Dahl, Andrew Sharman, and Wyman Flynn. And what's the verdict here? It is going to be Liam Rule with O'Day. So it's a 1 minute.
Yeah, 1 minute slash.
Slash penalty. So man up opportunity for O'Day.
Is this the first time they've been? I think this is the first time they've been man up.
It is. See if they can increase this lead.
Yeah, these are definitely, both of these teams need to take advantage of these man-up opportunities.
Sun kind of breaks out. Been a cloudy, overcast, had some light rain on and off. First time the sun has poked its head out here.
Yeah, it said the whole first of the day was going to be 90-80% chance of rain. I thought we were going to have a downpour for both first 2 games.
There's a low burner. What a shot!
Seeing eye 5-hole.
And that's Ethan Lindsay once again, and that was a crafty shot.
Ethan Lindsay, their captain attack, looking exactly what he wants to do. Perfect placement with that ball.
Hard to be critical of the goalie, Elliott, there. There's no way he was getting that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was a little bit of screened, and Ethan Lindsay took well advantage of that screen that he had there. And I like the fact that he kept it low. He had a wide open 5-hole on that shot.
Second goal for Lindsay today, the All-American. 17 goals, 14 assists coming in. Big-time point leader. Prep trying to come up possession, just hucks it, and that's
O'Day
dangerous.
Got away with a push from behind on that.
Elliott trying to get in there to secure the ball, and he does, but now the real work starts, and he flies one over the clear, and that's going to go back to O'Day.
Oh, Mr. Elliott. That's Seattle. I mean, Seattle Prep needs to be more intentional with their passes. Super important. You can't have those unforced errors. Those will just kill you.
Third quarter, 5-2 O'Day. O'Day looking for another state title. Now they're running the top game, a little pick. Swings it, fires, it's going to be wide. Again, that's Lindsay again. He wants a hat trick. Liam Roll also with 2.
See, so they're really pressing out on O'Day, and O'Day needs to take advantage of that. They need to get some cutters behind and do some draw and dumps.
Another shot there by Ethan. He's got a quick release, doesn't he?
Yeah, that guy is a trigger.
Just a junior. I'm sure he's looking to play at the next level. Quick passing. Shot and score. They're just putting on. That's Caleb Carr, the sophomore midi, gets into the fun. His second of this state title. Oh, that was Lindsay? That wasn't 10?
No.
You're trying to... So now O'Day, and this is going to get dangerous here for Panther fans. Seattle Prep's got to get it going here. Schmidt there on the faceoff for the Panthers in blue. And Craddock, they've been going at it all day, and Craddock comes up with it. Well, Lindsay already committing to Army. Mr. Sawyer telling me, and here's the Panthers here. You got to get Schmidt. He can score. He's going to take it in his own hand. He does! Schmidt says,
Points up to the box to let us know what he just did.
I'm tired of passing the ball. His first of the day. And that's willpower right there.
Yeah, had to show a little Superman chest after that one. That's exactly what they need to do.
8:18 left to go in this third quarter. Schmidt takes matters in his own hands. Now he loses it, but it's picked up again by the Panthers. And Nat Benberries gets it to a safe place there. Number 5, Reese Chandler. And Chandler's had a big task on defense today. Just seeing the long stick come down. We talked about 10, Lucas Hamilton. We talked about the senior taking up the slack here for the hurt, injured Ilit Muska. And they've got power on him with Lucas Hamilton with 18 goals. They got Alessandro with 10 on the season. Fitzgerald, number 2.
Yeah, they have a lot of guys on their team that can score. They're just not getting them going. They need to get some of their other guys going.
Prep this season, I mean, to land here, they've been tested. Again, there's 10-9 on the season overall as Prep turns it around.
Yeah, but Scott, 10 of those games have been by 1 or 2 goals.
Yeah. So that's what got them here. Again, in the private league, they've had a good record as they turn it over. Tough pass, and Fitzgerald can't handle it. And O'Day, but good job on Fitzgerald. He's going after it, still on the ground, and it'll get back to the Panthers. Great job there. You lose it, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to go get it. Henry Downer, 26 in blue. He's got a goal in early minutes. We had a goal just right off the bat when we started this game. We thought we might be in for a shootout, and then things really settled down.
Yeah, I think the coaches had some discussions at halftime, and they got these guys to kind of settle the emotions and realize it's now time to do work.
Fitzgerald ripped one, but Eli Hinson says no. And Steve, talk about again where you're talking at halftime. You know, what does Seattle Prep on offense? You talked a little bit about at the start of the second half here, but they've got to be more aggressive. They don't have time to just hang out, don't they? They got to move.
I mean,
Hinson.
They have time, but they need to stop just pushing the ball around the perimeter. They need to start playing a two-man game. I'd like to see some skip passes. They got to get O'Day's defense on their heels. They've just been able to play man-on-man the entire time, and they're taking just bad shots. They're not taking the great shots, and they need to get good shots on Cage, and they need to get this defense moving.
And their great goalie, Hinson, as they collapse on Prep, and Prep comes back. That's an opportunity. Swings one. Can't tell if it was blocked by Hinson or came off another player, but O'Day comes up with it.
Yeah, Finn Evans blocked that, or Finn Evans knocked that one down.
And Hinson's so good, the goalie for O'Day, as they get it through. Quinn White, the sophomore, number 7, he does his job and he'll go off. And here's Ethan. You have to get a long pole on Ethan on 19, don't you, at all times?
No, and in fact, that's what you do. This was going to be a huge matchup in this game. You got Chandler most of the time on Ethan, and it was going to be a big matchup that we were going to be watching.
Rule with it on the far side. Push it out. Up 6-3, 4:28 left to go in this third quarter. And boy, both these teams been without a championship. There's an errant pass. It's a hustle 50-50. O'Day comes up with it. Or does he? Boyd paying the price.
Scott, that literally was 5-on-1 right there.
And that's just the frustration for Panthers, is they get those 50-50 balls, look like they're going to have a chance, and then, again, great defense by O'Day here. You're not safe if you get the ball in your stick.
No, these guys are playing super physical. I mean, there is nothing – I don't see anybody right now that's having an easy time holding on to the ball.
Dylan Smith, 26 in white there, and there's a save by Elliott.
That's why I say I don't see either of these teams doing much off the dodge. I think you're going to have to just get a lot of ball movement, a lot of quick passing, and you got to get the defense moving, get them back on their heels.
Teddy Peel does his job, the long stick. Now they get it into the offense, and got to wait for somebody. There you go. Reinforcements come. Now they get back on side, inside. A long try there by Kyle Fitzgerald, and it's wide. (6-3), 3:06 left to go. Now they're spreading them out. Hamilton coming to you in 4K, high pipe here on STSPN out of Starfire Sports Complex. Todd Elvig, our executive producer. Fitzgerald looking for something. Throws in, good defense. Broke it up, ball down. It was a good hit. And now we hear whistles.
Over and back.
Talked about that before the game with the officials. And here comes Prep. I mean, 6-3. We got a whole quarter left plus 2:33 of this one.
Yeah, plenty of time, plenty of time. They just need to get the defense moving. They need to get that second and third slide going to create some opportunities.
Jasper Park, 40, the freshman in there getting a chance in blue. Henry Downer with the ball. He's got one goal early. Looks right, now throws, and another stop by Hinson. O'Day. Are they going to try on the attack here in transition? They flip it. Not there. Elliott. There's Ethan. Just wide, ball down. Prep comes up with it.
Long stick right in front of the cage, trying a little B2B trickery.
Ben there finally gets his name called. He's got the stick right now. Number 77 in blue, doing a lot of all the dirty work down there. Here's Prep. Steve, I'm almost on that transition. Not on that play, but if I'm Prep again, I'm trying to maybe fast break a little bit harder, trying to get them just off their spots. Every O'Day defender just sitting there.
Yeah, they're just planted. I mean, they're planted, and when you have the defenders not having to move, not having to slide, not having to go and help the other guys, you're not going to score off of that. It's just not going to happen.
8 and white. Zane Hitch, he's a senior captain. Trying to get in the way, like you said. Here comes Panthers. Under a minute to go. Time officially taken down on the field. You won't see it on your screen. Schmidt, he took it upon himself for the last Panther goal. Now he finds it, and it's just off, and it's broken up again by Zane Hitch. Just missed that pass just a little bit.
Every time they have a really good cutter opportunity, there's a defender trailing them and getting in the passing lane.
And Ethan Lindsay says, I want to stretch this lead, and they just did it right with under a minute to go. He gets another one.
Junior captain Ethan Lindsay is doing exactly what he does.
Get out the hats, 3 for the All-American. Now O'Day 7-3, and Prep again, they just get close, and that was a huge turnover right there.
Yeah, that's a crusher.
So this quarter change here coming up, that was a killer if you're a Seattle Prep Panther.
Yeah, in normal circumstances, Scott, 4 goals. It's a 7-3 game. That's not a big deal, but there hasn't been a lot of goals in this game.
No, they haven't. They've come stingy, but that will get us through 3. We'll see if Seattle Prep has a fourth quarter and make this one tight. Take a quick break. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right here on STSPN. Back here, Scott Ochman, Steve Sawyer. Got a great gang here. STSPN, Todd Elbert, executive producer, spinning the dials. Sarah Elberg on camera. Shelby Sawyer helping the prep, doing the stats, doing it all. It's a family affair. Big time goalie down there at University, the Willamette University. Willamette, go Bearcats. All right, fourth quarter time, Seattle prep. The time is now. Schmidt gets it, and it's going to stay prep ball. Or is it? Yes, it will. And you know, 23 in blue's got the ball right now. You know what he's thinking, Steve.
Yeah, he's thinking, I need to score. It's like, this is enough.
He's got one so far, the senior. He's a big dude. He's got power. And we've talked about L.A. Muska. They had 21 goals in the season. There's a nice push. But you have to say that the Panthers are I don't think they're lost. I just think they're trying to figure out who's going to step up and who's going to be aggressive and who's going to make a play.
Yeah, which is really surprising to me because they got plenty of shooters. They got plenty of scorers.
Eli Black, 12 in blue. He's got one. Now they're way out to the corner here. What's going on?
So they're really trying to get them to press. I mean, that was the one thing that they want to do is they want to get O'Day to press out on them, and they want them to make the mistakes. But they just haven't been making any.
And Schmidt does try. He goes through two, but
because they have a goalie like that.
Henson, boy, you got to move him on outside the pipe, don't you? As there's another, and that's a little shot. That's right under here. We're Panther fans are right below our position. And Teddy Peel, 15 in blue, got a little extracurricular. And now we're going to get a timeout by O'Day. Will Snyder probably wants to calm his boys down. Step out of audio here. We'll come back after the timeout. 10:39 left. Who wants the state championship for the private league? STSPN. All righty, 10:43 left to go in this private league state championship here at Starfire Sports Stadium. And it comes down to this for the Seattle Prep Panthers here. They need a stop, and they got to get back on their horse and score some goals to make this one tight.
Yeah, it's time for Seattle Prep to just put it all out. Just leave it all on the field, everything into this. I know that's what Coach was talking to him about on the sidelines. It's now or never.
Snyder's family, right? Drew, the former coach of O'Day, now Will Snyder, won a state championship with this O'Day program. O'Day fans, I saw them tailgating before the game. That's shout out to them. And there that is. They do get a stop.
And who was it? Long stick.
It was. It's been the theme of this game. they get it successfully through the ride there, which has been troubling in this game. And now they got to go to goal. Somebody's got to attack the rack quickly. Question is who's going to be Alessandro, number 11 in blue there. He's got 10 goals, 11 assists. That's the other thing, Steve. They got high points. These kids know how to toss the rock.
Yeah, they're very well balanced. They don't have any one crazy superstar. They have a lot of different scorers. And I think it's just somebody's got to step up.
And there he did try to step up was Alessandro Milan. And O'Day, credit their defense. He tried to split dodge through two defenders and came up empty.
Yeah, you go through O'Day's defense and you're going to get a vicious check every time. They're going to have to soak those checks somehow, or they're going to have to dodge and put their stick away, so not getting that check on. O'Day is finding hands every single time, and their checks are hitting full force, and they're very surgical.
All right, so now if you're O'Day, you're up 7-2, 8:22 left. Are you going to just cook it here? Or are you going to stay a little bit aggressive?
I mean, in a normal situation, this is not a huge lead, but because there's been such little scoring, I think you're going to see them slow it down quite a bit.
Cole Rogers, a senior, number 14 in white. He tries to make a move, but Panthers come up with it. See, this is where I attack. If I'm the Panthers, I just go right at him right there in transition.
Yeah,
give him a little off balance. And whistles are flying, and Max Ridenour doesn't understand, the senior defensive captain.
Well, timeout.
And we need another timeout. And we will take one here. 7:50 left. O'Day on the doorstep here, the precipice of another state title on STSPN.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented. It's like a loop machine. All around town, trying to get down. It's like a loop machine.
Yeah, like youth. Yeah.
All right, back here. Scott Oshman, Steve Sawyer along with you. Glad you're here. 7:51 left to go from actually a pleasant day. It's not too hot, not too cold here. Had a little precipitation earlier, Steve, but that's really not been a factor today as O'Day, just that coming out of that third quarter, really been in control.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle Prep needs to find that special something, that special formula, that special sauce that's going to break this defense of O'Day.
Henry Peel coming in on YouTube. There's a shot, and it's blocked again. Boy, Hinson has just been on his head, as he has been all season.
11 saved today, Scott. The kid's on fire.
Hinson just directing traffic back there. As there's whistles here. And it's going to be a change in possession. Was that an offsides or was that?
Yep, offsides.
All right, well, so plenty of time left for the Panther fans out there. Getting a lot of comments, roll prep. Plenty of opportunities. They just got to find the net here. Eli Black trying to work it around. Weaves, looks, fires, it gets in.
That's what you got to do.
put his stick away, soaked up those checks, didn't lose the ball. It wasn't the greatest shot in the world, but it was like a knuckleball.
Two O'Day defenders almost helped him screen a little bit on that, and that's what you got to do. That's aggressive. You're making a play and making something happen. So 7-4, 6:44 left. Some life left in the Prep Panthers.
Now next play, you do the exact same thing. Find the guy that the slide came from, and you got Hinson moving across the cage, and you got an open cage to shoot at.
Second goal of this championship for 12 in blue, Eli Blank, the senior. One in the first half here, and one now. And O'Day comes up, and we can't really look at face-offs. Does he keep it? There's a big check. And that's the push at the end, maybe. And the Prep fans don't like that, Steve.
Yeah, I think the only reason the ref got him on that is because he extended his hands. Give him a little bit of a cross. It's not a push because it's front, but it's probably cross-check.
O'Day comes up with possession. Big swipe there. Max Ridenour, 25 in white, lumbering down. Now he gets it back to the shorties there. And O'Day now trying to just hang this lead, 7-4. Not a lot with 6 minutes left to go in the state championship game.
Yeah, no day. I mean, they're not going to be slow in this. The last thing they want is they want Seattle Prep to get hot and go on a run.
That one not there. Cole Rogers trying to get in the game here. Well, one in doubt for O'Day. I mean, you got to look at 19. Already with 3 on this game.
Yeah, their offense runs through him quite often. He's an initiator on their team.
Rule getting some heavy hits, and their Prep defense come up. Big Ben, one more time, comes up with it. Reese Chandler, the junior, gets it down.
Chandler, their lock-up pull. Great transition. Oh!
Good pass, good shot! And we're 2 goals right now as big number 14, Nima Nabai.
That's exactly what they need to do, Scott. All of the defenders were drawn to the ball. The backside's open. Nia sneaks in from the back. Pass to him, open cage.
Great assist and look by Henry Downer, the sophomore who has 1 goal. That was a good looking lacrosse play right there.
Scott, Seattle Prep is not dead.
They are not. They are back. Again, they took advantage of that transition. They must have been listening. Sun comes out. We'll see if the Panthers can draw within 1. 7-5, 5:07 left to go. O'Day, now you get a little urgency. Whistles all over the place, and before a call is made, O'Day and Will Snyder, he wants a timeout to set it up and talk about it. We'll take a quick break from the booth. We'll be back, 4:54 left. Private Championship, State of Washington 2022, right here on STSPN. STSPN, over a decade of live streaming sports. Nobody does it
around here quite like STSPN. Go to STSPN.com. Follow us on all our social channels, YouTube. Big thank you to the Washington State Boys High School Lacrosse for making this stream happen. O'Day trying to hang on here and get another state title. Caleb Carr had it for a minute, and then he gets it off to Christian Wynn. Wynn with it. Cole Rogers, boy, all of a sudden, Steve, the dynamics here and the mood has changed if you're an O'Day Fighting Irish fan.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a little bit of urgency on their side now instead of settling it like I think they had a plan a couple goals ago.
Rule working from behind the cage.
Rule's going to be attending Bates College.
Fantastic. Cole Rogers working on the other side of the long stick. 3:55 left to go. Christian Wynn getting all kinds of work there. Now ball down, Prep has it. Teddy Peel. Saw Henry Peel chiming in on the YouTube chat. And a big, big takeaway for Prep. Can they pull within one?
See, Scott, on those, I would have liked to have seen him press it. I didn't want to see him slow it down and set up the offense. I think they're much more successful when they press.
Schmidt, one of the leaders on this Prep team. 3:04 left to go in this state title. Takes it out now, top of the key. He's going to spread it out like he did before. See if he's going to take him one-on-one. Looking for an alley, looking for free, looking for home. He loses the rock. Now he's trying to get it on the ground. It's picked up by O'Day. Oh, my. Incredible effort by Miles Schmidt. But O'Day, too much there. There's a loss. He D1s him and then tries to get the ball, and it's going to go Prep ball.
Even though he didn't have the stick, Scott, it's called withholding because the stick is sitting on top of the ball.
So Henry Downer makes another big play for the Panthers. So another shot here, down 7-5. Now we're getting to under 2 minutes to go, and Prep has to get it quickly here.
Yeah, Prep needs a goal here. They just seem like they're...
Tries to get it in. Schmidt tries to get it into Fitzgerald, but he cannot handle it. It was a smoker, and there's a turnover as we're a 1:45 left to go in the state title.
There's just some confusion on the Seattle Prep side.
And now the defense has to go to work. Quinn White taking a lot of hits. Gets it over. Quick pass down into the zone here to Wade Boyd. 1:20 left to go. Will Snyder looking for a state title. Boyd still with it. Now he gets it over. Rule back to Boyd. Under a minute to go. Reminder again on your screen, you'll see 1 minute. Official time taken down on the field. So this is it. They hold the ball, they win. Prep needing a turnover. Ben trying to get it out of 14 stick. Cole Rogers. Back out. Boyd loses it. Ball's down. Can't get it in his stick. Nat still trying to get it. and now a whistle. And we're going to get another Seattle Prep Panther timeout with
Wow,
not
there's gotta be
much
like
time left.
5 seconds left or something.
We'll take a quick breather, and we'll come back. Back here at Starfire Sports Stadium, just seconds left to go in this 2022 Washington State High School Boys Private League Lacrosse Championship. The O'Day Fighting Irish holding on here for seconds. Prep needs a goal. Downer shoots wide into Hinson's net. The O'Day fans starting to feel it. Max Riddenauer, and there it is. The O'Day Fighting Irish, the 2022 state champs.
Scott, they need to carry Eli Hinson off the field. 12 saves today. Standing on his head, going absolute nuts. Can't believe it.
Congratulations to O'Day, Will Snyder, Alex Beatty, Chris Snyder, John O'Neill, Craig Snyder, Chris O'Doherty, also on the staff. And he was here for Eastlake trying to win a state championship. So congratulations to the Fighting Irish, the O'Day, the 2022 Washington State champions. Again, big shout out, congratulations to Seattle Prep Panthers, a tremendous season. They got here, they played what they had to, their best lacrosse here in the tournament. And head coach Sam Bennett, nothing to shake a stick, obviously without the great phenom freshman Elliot Muska. That's a bad break for them. They came in fighting, they had tremendous effort from everybody, and it could have been a blowout, and they came back there in the final second, Steve, to make this a game and only win. O'Day wins at 7-5.
Yeah, I mean, they just couldn't find the right formula to get it past Hinson, and you got a hat trick from the All-American Ethan Lindsay, naval commit. You can't stop that.
No, and so the totals here, we have Caleb Carr with 2 goals, Lindsay, as you said, with 3, and Liam Rule, number 3, did a great job early in that. The senior, he has 2 goals for O'Day, as you see them celebrating down on the field, all the fans going crazy for O'Day, and just a tremendous effort here for the O'Day Fighting Irish. They've had a heck of a season, as you're absolutely right. Eli Hinson, he's just been tough to get a ball behind him.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what I expected. I was expecting a little bit more scoring, but the battle side of things, the defensive play on the field, the just vicious checks and physical play all over the field, that's exactly what you expect between these two teams when they play each other.
So that'll do it for us, for our executive producer, Todd Elvig, Sarah Elvig on camera. For Steve Sawyer, Scott Oshman saying so long. You've been watching the Washington State Boys Lacrosse Private League Championship right here on STSPN. O'Day, your 2022 champions, the win 7-5 over Seattle Prep.